As I remember it, I think Igor did speak a lot about beauty. And although I'm not an artist, I do have a receptivity and a sensitivity to beauty that appeal to me. And I think he might also, as I'm talking about it, have spoken about being an artist, and although I'm not that, there's a kind of a love of art and what it might be like to be an artist that appealed to me. So there was quite a few things that were in the heart region that were delicate and attractive and inspiring, even in the idea of being transformed by beauty. I think what I discovered through both immersions was a way of being present in the world that is more fully embodied, more fully alive, that has, if you like, a sense of the beauty and mystery of life in very tangible form. The experience of what we sometimes maybe call the self or God is actually so immediate and present and vibrant that it can be beautifully overwhelming in a way. I think what for me is unique is it's kind of a very incarnate form of work where the divine takes human form or takes any form, and it's seeing that through the experience of the divine or the transcendent. So it is seeing the world from that perspective rather than from an individual or personal development or psychological development. So I think what for me is particularly enriching is that you reach the individual through the absolute rather than reach the absolute through the individual. They might appear equivalent, but actually they're profoundly different, at least as I experience it. The other thing that's unique for me, I think, and maybe with this perspective, is that it avoids something I've done quite a lot in my life, which is spiritual bypassing, which is kind of feeling that we're all one, we're all the absolute, as if that were the end of the matter. And I think for years I thought that was the beginning and the end of it. And it's a very simple, comforting place to occupy, that we're all one and there's nothing really happening that we should worry about and so on. It's amazing how one can rest in that place and live a good life, but in some way live a life that's not fully infused by the truth of that. So what I find with Igor is that the knowing or the experience of oneness is not the end of the matter. It's the oneness that's manifested in diversity or oneness that's manifested in me and in you and in the flowers and all of the, and in the planet and in the solar system and the universe. And it kind of, seeing it in that way transforms really everything that you look at from a very different perspective. It's altogether more magical, altogether more, you could say, enchanting. At some level too, sometimes more terrific and horrifying when we look at what human beings do sometimes, or even what nature does sometimes, and in general, from a human being's point of view, it makes the experience of our life vastly more interesting and more engaged and more embodied.